least once a month, we get the question on the Ag PhD radio show, hey, how do I kill an annual grass in my pasture? We also get the same type of question about lawns. We get the question of how do I kill grass in a grass crop like corn or wheat? This is not an easy topic because you've got a grass in a grass and you've got to have a herbicide that's so selective, so specific that it's not going to hurt your current grass. How do you do that? Well, there just aren't a lot of choices, but we want to talk about some of those choices today.
It's important as we start this topic to just to remember, when we mention a product here, it may only be labeled for one crop, or it may only be labeled for a couple of crops, and even some that seem like they're pretty close relatives, well, you may not have carryover. Like in lawns, for example, there's a product called quinclorac. It's marketed as Drive. Does an excellent job controlling crabgrass, some of the annual grasses that pop up in your lawn. Now, it could also be used, that same active ingredient, in another crop like sorghum, for example. In sorghum, that same active ingredient is marketed as Facet. So you see, oh, okay, that active could be used in a couple different places, but guess what? It's not labeled in a grass crop like corn. So you can't just think, well, if I can use it for this weed, I can use it all over. That isn't always the case.
All right, when we talk specifically about pastures, and we get this question in the southern United States quite a bit, like let's take Bermuda grass, for example. Guys will say, hey, I've got something like, let's say, field sandbur. Okay, so I got field sandbur. It's an annual grass. It's in my perennial grass. How do I get rid of it? Well, a couple of options you've got is Pastora, and in addition to that, you certainly could try Plateau. That one's okay. Both of those are just group 2s. They're the ALS chemical family. There's also the pre-emerge option of Prowl, pendimethalin, one of the yellows. Trifluralin is another one that is labeled in some types of grasses. So you don't think about Prowl and Treflan in established grass, but they can be used typically when the grass is dormant in the wintertime. I want to come back to Pastora that I mentioned. That's just a combination of Accent that can be used in corn and Ally that can be used in wheat or pastures. So Accent and Ally combined is Pastora. Yeah, it's not going to be perfect on your field sandbur, but if the sandbur is small, it does actually work pretty well.
Well, the thing to be cautious of there, Brian, is Ally has a long half-life in the soil. So if it's ground that, hey, it's grass this year, but you know what, I'm going to bring it back into row crop production and try and raise cotton or soybeans or something there later on, that's going to be a big watch out for me because, like you say, that Ally could last for multiple years.
Okay, let's just talk real quick about corn and wheat. With corn, we love it when Roundup is out there. We love it when Liberty is out there because now we've got actually good ways to kill grass in corn. Otherwise, you're left with Accent, which is not very good unless that grass is really small and actively growing. In wheat, sure, there's been Axio for many years. There has been Everest or, some of these other ALS herbicides. But the problem now is we're seeing some ALS-resistant grass, some ACCase-resistant grass. So then what do you do? Well, there are other products out there now, like Zidua, for example, that's group 15. You can use that early on in the season. It does get to be a real problem, though, if you've only got a couple of choices, and that's what ends up happening quite often when you're trying to be so selective killing a grass in a grass crop.
That may give you a good idea of how to get some grasses under control, but that will not stop our Weed of the Week. We'll show you what will coming up next.